Hey everyone, welcome to my new segment, Cavalcade News, where I bring you the latest and greatest in comic book related media. So it's been a month since I've released a video on the latest in comics and comic book related movies, so I figured a lot has happened in the past, so why not talk about it now? So without further ado, here's the latest in comic book related media. Starting with the first bit of news on the new Venom solo movie. Turns out that Tom Hardy's Venom character is going to be utilizing motion capture. Filming for the new film has already begun, but for the longest it remained unclear as to how the filmmakers were going to bring the symbiote to life. Well, have no fear, as motion capture pioneer Andy freaking Serkis, who's worked on Mocap for a lot of well-known films like War for the Planet of the Apes, Lord of the Rings, and of course the upcoming Black Panther film, has revealed that Tom Hardy will be bringing Venom to life through performance capture technology. Andy Serkis talked about performance capture and explained how it's not a genre of acting. We have a quote from Andy Serkis, and I quote, "The time has come that people understand that performance capture is a technology. Not a genre of acting," Serkis said. "Acting is acting, and the more actors like Steve Zahn and Karen Konoval, who play Maurice in War for the Planet of the Apes, the more A-list actors that come on board, like Mark Rylance playing the BFG, or a lot of actors in the new Marvel films, Tom Hardy is playing a new character using performance capture. It all points up what is the nature of acting, and there's no difference between acting wearing a costume and makeup or wearing a motion capture suit. That's plain and simple. It just needs awarding bodies to understand that. All I can say is a good portion of Marvel Studio films are utilizing motion capture. Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther, and of course Mark Ruffalo's Hulk are entirely done in motion capture. In some of the scenes, of course, the actors do wear their costumes. It just depends what scenes they're shooting. Please don't think that mocap is just a cop-out or an excuse to not have the actors wear a costume. By all means, performance capture is and sounds like a difficult process. Keep in mind that the actors still have to act, and performance capture enables us to capture extraordinary performances on film like War for the Planet of the Apes. Could you imagine trying to get chimpanzees to make facial expressions on command? We're pretty much on the point where we've mastered performance capture and we've been able to deliver convincing performances on screen thanks to mocap. Albeit it still needs a little work, but beggars can't be choosers, and I'm glad with what we've been able to achieve in films in recent years. Up next, we've got some great Daredevil Season 3 news. It's been announced that Vincent D'Onofrio is returning for Daredevil Season 3. D'Onofrio's Kingpin was a main character in the show's first season and had minor appearances in the second season. Eric Olesen, who worked on Kings, The Man in the High Castle, will be the new showrunner for the series. This isn't his first attempt in superhero shows, having previously written for the CW's Arrow on a number of episodes. Olesen will be the third new showrunner for the series, replacing Douglas Petrie and Marco Ramirez, who were co-showrunners on the second season of the series. I'm really excited to see what Olesen has to bring to Daredevil Season 3. Super excited. Let me know what your thoughts are. Next up, we have some pretty exciting news for a character that doesn't get as much attention as he deserves in the movies, but rumor has it that Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye will be assuming a new identity in Avengers Infinity War. For those of you who don't know, Ronin is an alias that many existing characters have assumed over the years, Clint Barton being the second one. Clint Barton became Ronin during the aftermath of Civil War, which most likely makes sense for the film since Avengers Infinity War in the movies takes place in the aftermath of Civil War. We have a photo here from the set that was tweeted out. If you look at Clint Barton's knee pads and black wardrobe that's being worn by Jeremy Renner, it looks really similar, especially the color scheme on the knee pads. It isn't official yet, but it would be cool if that was the case, and it gives us a different take on the character. Whether Clint Barton will be wearing a mask remains to be seen. I personally prefer a mask, but if he ends up not wearing one, I'll be fine with it, I guess. At some point during his take as Ronin in the comics, he does ditch the bow and arrow and resorts to nunchucks for the most part, since Hawkeye is very capable and knowledgeable in weaponry. He just prefers bows and arrows. But at some point, he does use arrows during his time as Ronin. I hope there's a little backstory as to why Clint decided to take on a different alias. If not, then he'll just be Hawkeye in a different outfit, and it'll be nothing but an Easter egg. Let's just hope for the latter. In other DC related news, it's been revealed that Zachary Levi is set to star in the DC adaptation Shazam. Zachary has been casted as the world's mightiest mortal. Created in 1939 by artist C.C. Beck and writer Bill Parker, Shazam first appeared in Fawcett Comics' Whiz Comics #2. By saying the word Shazam, Teenager Billy Batson was transformed into the world's mightiest mortal and given extraordinary abilities by ancient gods. It has not been revealed who will play Billy Batson yet. Dwayne Johnson will not appear as the main villain Black Adam in the film. However, a Black Adam solo film is in development as a separate project, and Dwayne Johnson will appear as the anti-hero. Black Adam is the most well-known villain in Shazam's comics, and without Black Adam, there aren't many villains that are as well known as Black Adam. If it were up to me, I'd cast Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam in the Shazam movie and maybe give him a solo afterwards, preferably a prequel. That's just my opinion, and that's just the way I would take it. Lastly, we just got word that there's a solo Deathstroke movie in talks to be written by Gareth Evans. Joe Manganiello is set to star in the film as Slade Wilson, the one-eyed gun-tooting, sword-swinging killer for hire. Manganiello was attached to appear as the character in this year's Justice League, but it remains to be seen if he made the final cut of the film. He was also supposed to be the main antagonist of Ben Affleck's Batman solo film, but plans for the future changed after director Matt Reeves voided the project. So what do you guys think? Is a Deathstroke solo movie really necessary? My point of view, it seems that DC and Warner Brothers is being incredibly hasty, tenacious, and bold, that they're willing to dish out any DC property to the big screen without thought, and it's going to blow up in their faces if they keep making plans for DC films that might never see the light of day, and if they keep being hasty like this. They have to take this one step at a time and go in a steady pace. I know DC Warner Brothers is longing for a successful universe, and I want them to be successful too, but they really need to take their time. Well, that's it for the latest in comic book related media. Tell me what you're all most excited for, and what you're not excited for, I guess. Leave all your comments and concerns down in the comment section below. I promise I'll try to dish out more of these kinds of videos, but I can only release them as fast as these types of news travel, which is every so now and then. Hit that like button, follow me on social media, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next comic panel.